I want to see your hands up. Do you think you're creative? And I'm not talking about artistic or anything to do with arts. Just, do you think you're creative? Put your hands up if you think you're creative. Awesome. Now, what if you don't believe you're creative?
That is
Put your hands up if you it's fine. It's fine. So creativity is one of the freest forms of self-expression. And this all starts as we're little. We've talked about already that seeds are planted into us and we have to explore them. And creativity is one of them. We need to explore and experiment with things around us in our lives so that we start to develop this creativity that we all have inside of us. I believe that we are all creators in a body, okay? And to be honest with you, there's nothing more satisfying and more fulfilling than be able to express ourselves openly and without judgment. As children, we start to explore this idea, this creativity idea. And I don't know if you remember when you were children, just doing sandcastles on the beach or playing up, dressing up, using your imagination with a blanket to do a cape. I don't know if anybody resonates with this message, with this image.
Superwoman.
But yes. But as children, we don't care if the mask is just made of paper. We don't care if we jump up and down, we have pillow fights, right? We don't care if the materials that we use, we're going to do a big mess. This is all developing this ability of being creative, of having the power to evolve our ideas, our creative ideas, right? And to be honest with you, this ability to be creative, to create something from personal feelings and experiences can and does reflect and nurture our emotional state of being, our emotional health. Just going into the forest and do a treasure hunt. And children light up with this. Children light up with this idea, and just let them do whatever they want to do within reason, keeping them safe, but just keeping an eye. Because the first years, our first years when we're children, are crucial to develop creativity and enhance creativity, right? I don't know if you know, the Japanese culture is amazing. From the age of 3 to about 12, the mother takes charge. And the mother takes on the children, girls or boys, takes on the children and instigates and develops, helps them develop their imagination, their creativity. And then from the age of 12, the father takes on and gives them the art of defending themselves, called the art of war, the art of defending themselves. And I've done martial arts before, and I understand this culture. It's amazing. From little, they are disciplined not just to be creative, but also to defend themselves, to have that power to stand up, right? So we need to allow our children to be messy. You clean up later. Don't worry about it. I know it's difficult. I know it's difficult. Sometimes, you know, when like on lockdown, for example, I had my children at home doing homeschooling, and one of the disciplines, one of the subjects that I absolutely adore because it was visual arts and technology. I loved it. I allowed, first I had to become aware that I was a teacher. And I allowed my children to use their imagination. I guide them with the materials, with the techniques, with everything. I guide them and I let them be and use. I know it's difficult as adults. We're seeing all this mess, and trust me, I'm OCD with this. We have to kind of like be aware that they need to make a mess, to explore, to experiment with the paint, to experiment with the materials, to use a knife, to create a puzzle, right? We need to instigate this mindset and allow them to be creative. This is when they're at their best. And when I say creativity, I don't mean just art. You know, creativity in putting a puzzle together, creativity in their play, because play has a huge effect on being able to develop their creativity. Through play, it's fun, and they do it more and more, and they remember is then instigated in their mind, in their memory. I remember like my kids telling me, "Oh, mommy, I remember when I did this, and do you remember I put it all together?" And as a joint community, I've got some feedback. As a joint community, as a family, we put it together. We've created memories. So this quote is really, really relevant for this, because I believe that we all created. We don't need to be artists, but we are all artists painting our desires, what we want, on the canvas of life and time. And that's what Stephen Redhead said. And our lives, from the beginning, from day zero, it's blank. We learn everything. We go through the motions. We go back, we go forward, we go back, we go forward. We learn, we move, we fail, we cry, we laugh. We do all this, and this is when we start giving the strokes in the canvas of our life. So I was a very mischievous little girl. I just love to question everything, right? Which child doesn't? I used to ask so many times, why is this like this? Why is that like that? Why do I have to do it like this? Why do I have to go this path? I was in love with questions. I was in love with questions, and I was in love with exploring life, exploring nature. I used to be a Scout girl, and I still have memories, vivid memories of those times that I was putting my feet in a little river, that I got lost in a cave, on my own, and I got out. So building the fires, singing around the fires, kumbaya, memories, lots of vivid memories. And our mind is this, our mind is built by images and words. And the images that we create in our mind reflect then our own reality. If you just visualizing images that I can't do this is too hard. How am I going to do this? How? Instead, and also saying the words, because we verbalize some of the words. And I can tell you that words are so powerful to shape the reality of your life. I'll give you a story. Homeschooling and lockdown. So on the 13th of March, which was actually the same day that I quit my job back in 2015, 13th of March, Friday, the 13th of March, the school says we're going to lock down and the kids will have to study from home. My head started racing. I started thinking and putting images of me having to translate everything for my kids because they're dual nationality, they're British and Portuguese. And I had to translate everything for them. That I had to cook for them whilst they were in the house. That I had to guide them. That I had to teach them. And I was verbalizing, I'm not a teacher. I've never taught. I've never been in a classroom with kids. Teaching kids is so hard. It's one of the, people say that filming kids and animals is one of the hardest things to do. And I was saying this and out loud as well, out loud. My inner voice and my outer voice were matching, were in alignment. So I had to stop. I had to stop and think, they need me. My family needs me now. So what are you going to do about it, Sophia? What can you do? What can you tell yourself to change this negative mindset that you're not a teacher? Where is the evidence that you are a teacher? I am a teacher to my clients. I am patient to my clients. I know I'm resourceful. So I had to kind of like quiet my mind, quiet my inner voice that was telling me, you're not a teacher, you're not a teacher. And I said, right, I'm not listening to you right now. My kids need me. And this is what I'm going to do. And I changed it. I reframed it. I reframed it with all my heart because they needed me and they succeeded. And now I have a face of my son and my daughter of so much joy. We did it, Mummy. We did it. And this is just fills my heart as well. So I was so passionate about heart and creating change when just before I went to university, I wanted to follow visual arts. I wanted to follow some sort of design area, but I didn't. So I followed a different route, and that's okay. Following different route in life doesn't mean that you're going to continue to do that forever, right? Like I said before, it's your canvas. Yeah, it's your canvas. It's blank. You can go whatever way you want to go. Just need to become aware of your situation right now, and also become aware of what you want to do with your life. And then start beginning to put things in place, little steps, put things in place that will allow you to follow that path, different path. We have so many paths. It's like sometimes like a crossroads, right? Just crossroads. It's like, do I go left? Do I go right? Do I go forward? And I'm coming to it as well because sometimes you have to take a step back to reevaluate what you want to do with your life. So being creative gives us opportunities to try out new ideas, new ways of thinking and doing things and problem solving. By having creative activities, this is going to help us acknowledge and celebrate our own uniqueness and diversity and power. Because you can do whatever you want. You just need to think creatively and innovate, put things in place. Creativity also encourages self-expression, a way to create something from personal feelings and experiences. The environment around us help us, right? And I'm going to show you how to do that. So what causes creativity? There's somebody that wants to come in. I'm just gonna allow it. So what causes creativity? The ability to question without fear, without judgment, without doubt. To be completely and utterly reassured of our own abilities. And this gives us a sense of confidence, right? Observation, we're seeing, we're using all our senses, and we're using our eyes to observe things around us, to give us ideas. Sometimes I just need to go out, get a bit of sun, get a bit of rain, you know, get the smells of the nature. And I just recharge by observing what's around me, but we need to quiet our minds down. And this is why children are so observative. They're always looking from babies. When they open their eyes, they're seeing mummy and daddy, and oh, there's the kiss coming. And you know that they absorbing all the world into them. Humility, knowing that you know everything, but coming from a place of being humble, right? Ask for help if you need to. Don't be shy. Ask for help. If you don't ask, that's what I say all the time. If you don't ask, you don't get. Ask for help. And also, this is what I instigate in my kids as well. At school, ask the questions. Ask for help. Do not get stuck. Stuckiness is horrendous, right? And don't be afraid to ask because you think your question is going to be silly. There is no silly questions. It's just a question. Mindfulness. Think on how you want to think, but think, listen to your inner voice. And learning to embrace the present. The past is gone. There is no time machine that you can go back into the past and change what's happened. And don't allow the past to reflect into your present. Okay? I know life is busy. I wanted to follow art. I wanted to follow design, but life happened. So I had to follow something else, which I did. and I did it very well. But was I fulfilled? No, I wasn't. Until the day came, then I thought there must be more. And I investigated and I tried to find out what that is. Curiosity. Kids are so curious. They want to see that little insect, the worm. Why does the worm wiggle? Right? And then suddenly, as we go into adult life, it stops. Don't know if you find that before, but it kind of stops, right? Why? Just continue to ask this question. If not So this is just 5 daily habits to boost your creative power. Unplug from distractions. I know it's hard because we live in an era of technology. But just make a compromise with yourself and just tell your phone, I'm going to turn you off. Some people actually put the phone on airplane mode, right? So they don't have that ding, ding, ding of the notifications. Find your happy space, your happy place. For me, is the beach. For you can be somewhere else, right? I love the beach. I'm so content and happy when I'm around the sea and smelling the sea and feeling my toes in the sand. I love it, love it. And that's sometimes where I meditate as well. So finding a place that gives you a sense of relaxation, of happiness, will allow you to better listen to yourself and to meditate. And get active. Get out, exercise, move, music. I'm starting to get, we got that big speaker there. I'm starting to get more music into me. I loved when I was just like, even when I'm cooking, yes, right? And I'm listening to music and moving my body. It gives me such a boost in my creativity. I have to step away from my computer. I have to step away from social media. I have to step away sometimes from people so I can focus on, on certain ideas for certain projects, right? If you can do these 5 things daily, 30 minutes, no more. Some people use it as their morning routine. And again, like I said before, you need to step back away from the problem so that the problem doesn't become you, so that you can find some more ideas to solve that problem. Okay, guys, just a last message of all. Let your dreams be bigger than your fears.